Welcome to the Three Mouseketeers, the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Emily.
We are continuing our series on drafting our perfect Disney park. But first, we're going to do some trivia. Are you guys ready to play?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to give you a softball question tonight. So here it goes.
This is supposed to be Disney.
Yeah, I don't know anything about softball.
Oh, well, then I guess I better look for something Disney. Okay, just bear with me. How old is Crush in Finding Nemo? A, 125, B, 150, C, 175, or D, 200?
Man, this is so specific.
I know. I don't think it's 200. So
Me
I'm going to
neither.
rule that one out.
Me too.
I want to say that there was a 5 in it as the last number, because otherwise that would narrow it down to 3.
So was it 125 or 175? 175 just sounds really old, but
It does. I'm thinking 125, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards 125 as well. I know turtles can live to be like really old, but like 175 is a bit much.
Right? Yeah, I'm going to say 125.
Me too.
Wow, you guys are going with the same answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that final answer from both of you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, you are both incorrect. It is actually 150.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
So for everybody at home, obviously whenever Nemo's father is looking for him, Nemo is always interested on how old turtles are, and he asks Crush, and Crush says, "I'm 150, dude."
And what does this have to do with softball?
Nothing. Do you not know what a softball question is? Oh, geez, my sisters. All right, so let's, I guess, go ahead and get into the history.
All right, so today I have a couple Sleeping Beauty fun facts. And my first one is that Sleeping Beauty came out in 1959, but it was such a flop at the box office and pretty much a failure in Walt Disney's eyes that they did not produce another princess movie until 1989 when The Little Mermaid came out. So I thought that that was very interesting. That's a pretty big
Wow.
gap.
I did
I
not
know.
realize that.
Yeah, I know. And then to go along with that, Disneyland's castle, which we know is Sleeping Beauty's castle, was really supposed to be Snow White's castle, but then they changed it kind of last minute because they wanted to promote Sleeping Beauty coming out in the box offices, which apparently, didn't really work. Still a flop.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is kind of crazy. So I wonder if they were really upset after they built Sleeping Beauty's castle and then the movie flopped.
I would imagine so. I'm not sure though. But then in my last fact, which I think that I've talked about this before, but it's been a long time. And so for our newer listeners, Sleeping Beauty's castle is the only Disney park castle that has an actual working drawbridge, but they only use it very rarely and it's only actually been used 2 times throughout the years. And that was on the opening day and after remodeling Fantasyland.
Yeah, I believe you have talked about that before because it sounds familiar. Uh, I want to know, like, if there's any special occasion that they would actually use the drawbridge.
Like anything big enough now for them to use it?
Yeah, like if they've ever
Yeah.
thought about doing it, but I don't know.
I don't know.
wonder if they did like a wedding, a Disney wedding, and somebody paid enough money if they would do it. I bet they would.
Yeah,
Oh,
like if it was like a
probably.
big celebrity wedding and they booked out the
Yes.
whole entire park and paid just yeah, I can imagine that they would probably do it for that.
Because I mean, they make miracles happen, it seems like, for Disney weddings for the right amount of money. So I can imagine that being something that they could make happen.
How much do you
Yeah.
think it would take for them to do it?
Oh,
Couple million.
yeah.
I don't know. A lot of money. A
A
lot, I would think.
lot. I
Probably
think so
so.
too. Because there has to be a reason that they don't use it more often. Like the fact that they've only used it twice, it must be like really difficult or really inconvenient or something. So I think
Right.
you'd have to pay a lot.
I would probably think the inconvenience of it all, but I could
Yeah,
be wrong.
that's probably part of it.
I mean, yeah, but they always do like a rope drop thing. So I feel like it could be, if it was easy to do, that it could have been a rope drop
Oh, it's probably not
thing.
easy. It probably takes a while for it to go up and down.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Well, then if
rope
it
drop, okay,
does,
it's open, let's go.
yeah, if it takes a while, then it wouldn't work for a wedding either. So that may be a moot point. I don't know.
Very fun to think about, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, very cool. Amanda, how about a tip?
This week, I want to actually talk about Disney Cruise Line, specifically about traveling with children, little children, on Disney Cruise Line. So it can be a pain to go places with your kids, especially babies, toddlers, bringing something for them to sleep in, a high chair, all of those things. Well, Disney Cruise Line actually makes it pretty easy. You can request a pack and play, a diaper genie, a high chair, all through your app on the Disney Cruise Line. You can also get a bottle warmer or a sterilizer from guest services if you need it. Other things that are available are chairs, a crib, or bed rails. So I think those are good things to know that you can request. Actually, the first time I went on Disney Cruise Line, I didn't know any of that. And we kind of brought like pool noodles to use as bed rails so my 2-year-old wouldn't fall out of the bed. So this would have been great to know then, but something I've learned since then. Also, if you need like if they're on formula and you need distilled water to put in their formula, they'll even give you that through guest services. That's also good information for people who need like CPAPs. You can get that distilled water from guest services and they don't even charge you for it.
Very cool.
Yeah, I did not know about that. That makes it really convenient because I know that sometimes it can be difficult to like figure out how to request all of those things. So that's really nice.
I'm curious as to like how many of all of those items they have. Like obviously they wouldn't have one for every single room.
No, but surely
Right.
they make sure that they have enough to where like they would never run out. Because can you imagine going and asking for a crib or a pack and play or whatever and them not having it? That would be bad.
That'd be very
It would be
unfortunate.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure
But
they have
there's only so
plenty.
much room on a cruise ship too, so it's not like they have an infinite number of these things on there, you know?
Yeah. I've never heard of anyone complaining of them like not having those things.
No,
So
me
I doubt
either.
it
But
happens very often.
I've also never heard of anybody knowing that they had those things. So,
Oh, I have. I know a lot of people, like, it's common knowledge to a lot of people who have little kids, I guess, that are Disney fans and go to the parks and on cruises often, that they have those things
right.
and you don't need to bring them yourself.
Well, now with Facebook, there's so many cruise groups and things like that that you can be a part of that it's easy to find this information more so now than in the past.
Yeah,
People talk.
right.
well, that's very good to know for everybody who doesn't already know. It's good that, for the pack and plays or whatever it may be, especially the distilled water. I know I could use that. So,
Yeah, thought that was good information.
Very good information. All right, Emily, the segment for the week is Disney bounding. What do you have for us?
Okay, so since this episode is coming out the week before Halloween, I decided to Disney bound as Sarah Sanderson. So, of course, one of the Sanderson sisters that we know and love. And the new Hocus Pocus just came out this month. So, that also makes this very, like, the most perfect Disney bounding. So, for Sarah Sanderson, I went with something kind of simple, but still, in my opinion, looks like what she wears. So
So
for
hold
the
on, real
top,
quick. For those who don't know, which one is which one is Sarah Sanderson?
Sarah Sanderson is Sarah Jessica Parker,
Okay.
and she's the blonde one that's pretty ditzy and really funny.
Yes.
She's the comic relief. Honestly, they're all
They're
comic
all
relief,
the
so
comic
never
relief.
They
mind.
all,
Yeah.
yeah.
But she's just dumb, for lack of a better word. So yeah, for the top, I went with just a purple square neck top because she is wearing a square neck corset, and I don't want to wear a corset. Maybe some people do, in which case you do you, but
Not in the
I don't.
park. No thanks.
Yeah, no. And then for a skirt or for bottoms, I just went with a maroon sort of reddish colored skirt because that is what she wears. She wears a reddish colored dress bottom. And then for shoes, I went with some black boots, and they're kind of some chunky boots that, for whatever reason, remind me of a witch. And so then for accessories, I found a really cool Hocus Pocus book bag. So it's a crossbody bag with a chain, but it's like a spell book that says Hocus Pocus on the front. And I thought that was really neat. And then I showed purple pointy coffin nails because she has purple nails in the show. And then for jewelry, I did a broom necklace and a spider ring. And I really like the spider ring because she eats a spider.
The spider ring is very cute. It's a good touch.
It is. I mean, the whole outfit is super cute. It wouldn't take, I mean, a rocket scientist to figure out that this is who you're supposed to be when you're wearing this outfit. It's very cute. I love the crossbody bag. That is super adorable.
Yeah,
Just the whole thing. Very well done. Love it.
thank you. And
Yeah,
I mean,
very
if you
good
really
job.
want to go all out and you don't have blonde hair and you want to do a blonde wig, then go for it.
Well, very cool.
Oh, and I guess I should say that this will be posted on our social media, and you can find that at T3M Podcast. That's T, the number 3M Podcast.
Well, thank you for plugging the social media there. Fun fact: my daughter is going as Sarah Sanderson for Halloween.
Is
Is she
really?
really?
She is, and I can share a photo with you two after this episode is over. It's
Wow.
very cute.
I did not know that. How fun.
All right, well, that's going to get us into the main topic. Again, we're continuing our drafting our favorite, or I guess our perfect Disney park. This week, we're doing table service dining. So, again, we have spun the wheel to figure out who's going first. And Emily, you're going first. Amanda, you're going second. And I will be going last.
Nice.
Not
Okay.
not very nice for me, but okay.
Well, I'll kick it off. And my very first one is it's really hard to figure out which one to start with, honestly. But I think I'm going to start with 50s prime time.
Oh, very interesting.
And
Okay.
yes, I just absolutely adore this restaurant. It has the theming, like the above and beyond theming where you step back in time. Even the waiters and waitresses, if you have a good one, they should be like playing up the character. And um Yeah, it's just really fun, and then on top of that, the food has always been good. Every time I've gone, it's like a home style sort of meal, like home cooking. And it's good, it's a lot of food, it's a lot of fun. And so I think it hits all of the marks of like the perfect Disney restaurant. So that's why I went with it.
It's
I
very
do love
interesting.
Gypsy's Prime Time. It reminds me of going to my grandma's house when I was little.
Yeah, and that's what like I think it does that for a lot of people. It just kind of takes you back in time.
My son hates this restaurant.
He doesn't like green beans, so that's
He
why.
Yeah.
he he thought our waiter was extremely creepy because he was, I think, 16 at the time when we went.
Mm,
No, he had to
if
be a
that.
little bit younger
Yeah.
than that. Yeah.
Yeah, but a teenager
He was
nonetheless.
a teenager, and he thought the guy was extremely creepy because we egged the waiter on to feed green beans to my son because he would not eat his. So yeah,
Oh man,
is it
but that's
is it
what's so
creepy?
fun
Maybe
about
a
it.
little bit, but it was super fun for me just to
It's
watch
fun.
him squirm.
Squirm?
Yeah,
Yes.
Well, and I love to get a clean plate club sticker whenever I eat all my food. That just makes me feel real accomplished.
yeah.
So it's dinner and a prize.
Now I
That's
don't.
not an easy task either. Those
They
plates
give
are
you a lot of
huge.
food. Yeah.
I know.
I don't know if they do this for everybody, but I know when my daughter found a hidden Mickey in the restaurant, like in the lobby when we were waiting for our table, they gave her a sticker. So I don't know if that's just something that they did that one time or maybe that's something they
Yeah.
typically try to do.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Now, if I went
I'm
in there and found hidden Mickeys, they'd probably be like, "Oh, wow, good job. You're an adult. Who
you
cares?"
did
Yeah.
it.
Probably so.
Eat your green beans. All right, well, very interesting. That's not the way I thought you would start it off, but perfectly fine. It's on my list. It is a good one. Amanda, what about you? What's your first pick?
I'm so glad Emily didn't go where I think she was going to go. And still Ohana that I'm stealing from Jared
I
right now.
swear. I know.
I don't even have this on my list.
It's
I've
like
never been.
Really?
So,
it's
yeah.
like you decided that you were just gonna take it just because. I know you have others ahead of Ohana.
Oh no, no, no. Ohana was my top one, and I was like, I'm probably not even gonna get it. Em's gonna get it, the first one. I absolutely love Ohana. My family in general, my husband and kids and I, we all love Asian inspired type food. So this is right up our alley. Um, and being in a poly just makes it even better. So yeah, I love this restaurant.
Yeah, so do I. It's one of my
Speaking of,
favorites.
I actually got reservations for it today
Oh
for our
man.
trip in December.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Just rub
super
it in, why
excited.
don't you? No, I mean Ohana, I love it. Emily, when you get a chance to go, I highly suggest it. It's amazing.
It
Yeah,
is.
I
It's really
definitely
good.
want to.
All right, well, I guess since Ohana is off the list, my first one, and I think this one's going to surprise you guys, but I kind of wanted to get this one early. I figured this one was going to be my first pick just because Ohana was gone, but I'm going to go with Be Our Guest.
Oh,
Hmm,
it's a good one.
interesting.
I really like it. The theming of the restaurant is great, obviously. There's something for everybody. Like nobody's gonna have a hard time finding something to eat here. Uh, but I think really mostly it comes down to the theming of the restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad choice. I like it.
I think it's a great
Yeah,
choice.
it is. It almost made my list, but just didn't quite.
Yeah, mine either. But that's still a good choice. All right, so my number two choice is actually going to be Topolino's Terrace. I haven't gone for dinner yet, but I hear it's amazing. But the fact that I love their breakfast makes it okay. I would have breakfast all day there if I could. So I will choose Topolino's Terrace, where you get to see Mickey and Minnie and Daisy and Donald.
Yeah, that's a pretty good choice. I haven't been to Topolino's Terrace, so it didn't make my list, but this one was definitely one that I've heard people talking about a lot, so it almost made my list. Uh, I just have a few others that I have been to that I think would be better for me personally.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah,
the
me too.
choice is great.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah. All right. Well, Amanda, since you picked a character dining, well, I guess character breakfast, uh, I went with a character meal and I chose Chef Mickey's because I think it's a staple of Disney and you get the characters, and who doesn't love breakfast?
Hmm. Yeah, Chef Mickey's is very much like a classic breakfast. Like, there's nothing
There's
too
nothing like,
exciting
yeah,
about the
there's nothing
food,
special
Right.
about it. You're
but it
going
is
for the
classic.
character meet and greet,
Yeah.
and you're going for it just being like one of those staples of Disney.
Yeah. I
Right.
do love the feeling of being at Chef Mickey's. I
Yes.
can honestly say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thought process. That's why it wasn't my number one, because it's not like it's amazing food or anything. But typically, if you're going with children, and children are going to want to see the characters, and even some of the adults want to see the characters too. But, and it's, again, almost like Be Our Guest. Everybody can find something to eat there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good one. So now it's my turn, and my next one is going to be Yak and Yeti. And of course, Yak and Yeti, the table service, not the quick service. And this one, I just really love the food at Yak and Yeti. I like the atmosphere as well, and Animal Kingdom is really hot. So getting out of the sun and having a sit down meal in the park in the middle of the day is like one of my favorite things. And honestly, nothing can beat the ahi tuna nachos and the dessert wontons. So that alone is enough for me to put it on my list.
Yes.
Yeah,
This was on my list too. But
mine as
it was
well.
my backup to Ohana because I didn't want a whole bunch of all the same type of food, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So this would have been my choice if I didn't get Ohana. But I love Yak and Yeti, and that's one of the places that I try to get every time we have a trip there because it is so yummy.
Yeah.
Well, it's also something that if you have the club membership, then you can just get in like real quick and easy.
Yes.
Yeah. For Landry's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is super important for a Disney dining.
Yes, it
Mm-hmm.
is.
So I really like that pick. That one was on my list
Yeah,
as well.
good choice. All right, Jared, what's your third choice?
Oh man, I have four of them that I can choose from. I like all of these, um, but I think I'm going to go with Chef Art Smith's Homecoming.
Ooh, that one was on my list too.
I picked this one specifically because it's good sized portions. It's like down home soul food type cooking, and also the fried okra is amazing. I
Yum.
love their fried okra.
It's just on the list for the fried okra.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. Let's be honest.
No, I love Chef Art Smith's. Um, and that was on my list as well. Such a good choice. I've been there twice, I think, so far, but I could definitely go eat there all the time.
This is another one I haven't been to, and it is at the top of my list.
I hear they have a really good brunch on the weekends too, but I
Oh, I
haven't
bet
done
they
that
do.
yet.
I bet their
Yeah,
brunch
I've
is
heard that
amazing.
too.
All right, Em, what's your third choice?
My third choice is going to be California Grill. And I've only been here once, because it is very expensive, so I feel like it's a special occasion kind of restaurant. And the one time that I went here was for Christmas Eve, so it was a special occasion. But I just think you really can't beat the views, and especially if you get to see the fireworks there. And the food was really, really good. And I am dying to try the brunch at California Grill, which I know is pretty much impossible when they're doing it to get reservations to. But I love California Grill. I think it's great for the views alone.
Yeah, that's actually one I haven't been there yet. It's a great choice, though. It's something I do want to try, but I don't know that I'll bring my kids with me when I try that.
Yeah, it is more of like an upscale sort of restaurant, which, like I said, is perfect for a special occasion. So,
This one's one that I haven't been to, but I do hear people talking about it. So
All right, my next choice is going to be Le Cellier. I love Le Cellier. It is the steak I had there is probably one of the best I've had. It was delicious. They have good poutine, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm not 100% sure, but it's really good. The maple creme brulee is delicious, and I feel like you need a good steak house whenever you're having a table service at a Disney park. So it just fit right on in.
yeah, I would agree with that.
yeah, this is another one I haven't been to, but I always hear great things about it. So, I see why it made your list.
I think Amanda just picked it for the creme brulee. Honestly,
I would too.
No, everything I've had there has been really good. So I don't think you can really go wrong there. All right, M, number 4.
Okay, my fourth pick is going to be Skipper Canteen. And this is one that I've always been able to get just last minute reservations to. Not last minute, like day of necessarily, but like a couple weeks out. I've been able to pretty easily get reservations, and it's been really good. And if you have a good waiter, then it's also like a show and kind of an extension of the Jungle Cruise with the theming. It's like if you look around the restaurant, you're always going to find something new and interesting to see. And I like the interesting food choices and drink choices. So, yeah, I think this one's great. And I love the Jungle Cruise. So, it's just a part of that, basically.
Yes.
yeah, this pick does not surprise me.
No, it's a good choice. I do like Skipper Canteen, and you'd be surprised now how much harder it is to get into that restaurant lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising. It's pretty hard to get into any table service right now, but I personally feel like Skipper Canteen is probably one of the best 2 restaurants in Magic Kingdom in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I think this is a good choice, Sam.
Yeah.
All right, my 4th choice is going to be Whispering Canyon. I absolutely love going to Whispering Canyon. I think it's so much fun, especially when they bring you out, 42 bottles of ketchup and 39 straws and a gallon of Coke. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, this is one that I always hear good things about because of like how fun they make it.
And I think that's important is to have fun while dining. Right?
Yeah,
It's not just about the food, it's about the experience.
and their food is really good too. It's more of a barbecue type for the lunch and dinner. It's more like you get a skillet of food. Um, but it's pretty good. It's really good. I like it.
Yeah.
Very cool. My fourth one is going to be Mama Melrose.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I do like Mama Melrose, uh, Italian for those who don't know, and I feel like it gives you a bit of variety of rather than just the traditional, like, oh, I'm going to go get a breakfast or go get, American food somewhere, like a burger or a hot dog or something. So it pasta. I love pasta. So yeah, there you go. Mama
Yeah.
Melrose, still of the
I
draft.
I did like Mama Melrose. I've only been there once. My only disappointment with Mama Melrose is that they didn't have a lasagna on there. That seems kind of crazy to me that there's no lasagna.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But overall, I mean, the food was pretty good.
Hmm. It's been a long time since I've had Mama Melrose, like a very, very long time, but I've always liked it. And I've heard recently that their steak is actually really good.
Hmm, interesting. I may have to give it another try.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that means it's my last pick. And I am going to go to California and choose Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen. We tried this when we went to California to Disneyland in August, and this was by far the best restaurant we tried while we were there.
Hmm. I have not had it. I have not really heard of it, so I can't say much.
It is New Orleans Cajun food, um, and I okay. The best thing there, I mean, all the food was good, but the best thing there was the bananas Foster beignets.
Oh, yum.
Oh, that sounds
I
great.
mean, just mentioning those, you're like, I should have chose that, right?
Yeah,
Right,
that
yeah.
sounds so
I should
good.
have chose one that I haven't been to or heard of really. So,
Yes, it's really good. So next time you go, it's in downtown Disney, and it's delicious. Definitely worth a good stop there.
okay, so fifth and final pick for me. This one was kind of tough. There's three in particular that I'm choosing from, and I can make a case for all three of them to be in my park. But I think I'm going to have to go with the character meet and greets over anything else, and I'm going to go with storybook dining.
Hmm.
That is very interesting that you chose Storybook Dining.
It is because the experience that I had whenever I was there, it was fine. I think it was a bit overpriced, but I think it was fine. The food was okay. It wasn't like amazing, but the entertainment value I think fits really well with what I'm trying to build at my park. So, for those who don't know, like you can meet some of the, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves and the Evil Queen. You can take pictures with them and stuff. So they put on a show while you're eating, and I mean the desserts are very good. You get like a small sampler plate. The portions were not that great, but overall, I think it was a decent meal. Just a little overpriced for what you get. But again,
Yeah,
it's
but
all about the experience.
right, and that's with the character dining. You're usually paying for meeting the characters
Exactly.
and not necessarily the food.
Right. And that's why it wasn't like just a full fledged, this one's definitely on my list. This one came in last because of the portions and the price, but it outweighed the other two options because of the experience that you get.
Yeah. And I was so disappointed I didn't get to actually try this one when we were there. Um, so I'm gonna have to try to get it some other time.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say go at least once, but know that you're not going to get like a whole lot of food and it's going to be kind of pricey.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
it'll be fun.
All right.
Okay,
And
so my last one, this is really hard for me because I've been trying to decide between two that I've been going back and forth on. And just in this moment, I'm just going to go with sci fi dining. And For me, I've only been here once, but the experience was just really, really good. And honestly, I hadn't heard the best things about the food, but I was pleasantly surprised. And I feel like I'm kind of hard to please because I'm a bit of a foodie. So I thought it was good, but the experience is what really does it for me. I love drive-in movie theaters, and this was pretty much that, but you're in Disney and
And it's
it's like
indoors.
it's indoors.
It's
It's these
indoors.
like real weird sci-fi like clips, and it's just really fun. But I will say I don't know that I would necessarily recommend this with like a family because then you're not sitting in the cars. So like with us it was just two people and you're sitting in one of the cars. But whenever you're a family, you're at like a table. So I'd have to keep that in mind, and I would only do like if this was my restaurant, I would only do the car seating. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a really cool restaurant. I think it's a lot of fun.
The car seating is very fun.
It kind of surprises me that you chose this one just because on the quick service side, you had a burger place. So, but that's the only reason it surprises me.
Wait, what do you oh, yeah, but Sci-Fi isn't really a burger place. I mean, they have
It
burgers,
is.
but I got a steak there that was really good. I
Oh,
remember my
see,
husband
they've changed the menu. I've only been once, and it's
oh, is
since
it
they
only
reopened, and it was only
uh
burgers.
Okay, well, if that's the case now, I would just do this, but the old menu because they had, like, I remember my husband, I'm pretty sure, got salmon. I got a steak that I thought was delicious, and I was very surprised about how good it was. Like, they had a full, like, um, big variety on their menu.
Okay. Yeah, that must have been different than they must have really narrowed it down whenever they reopened because it was
Well,
all
that's
burgers.
really sad.
I think they may have had like a chicken burger, but they were all burger type.
Burgers.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Didn't you go there with us, Jared?
I did. Yeah. It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah. I'm really interested to know what y'all's backups were. I have what one, two, three backups that we didn't talk about. What are
I
I
have
y'all's?
can,
2.
yeah, I have two as of right now. I'm sure I could think of others, but two as of right now. My first one is Tepanito.
I thought about that
Mm,
one as well. I love
yeah, that's a
Tepanito.
good one.
I mean, who doesn't
Yep.
love a hibachi? So,
I
Yeah.
mean, some people, like our dad.
well, that's weird sometimes.
That one's pretty good.
It is.
I do like Tepanito. Uh, the other one that I had was 1900 Park Fair.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
I love that one. I love it. And actually, I thought earlier, I just didn't write everything down, but I thought, oh, I'm going to talk about that one. And then I forgot when I wrote it all
I'm
down.
very
But
surprised that it's not on the top of your list, Amanda, because
I
you had an
know
amazing experience
we
there.
did. I really love 1900 Park Fair. Yeah.
Mm.
Darn.
Buffet style, which is always very good. So
Yes. I thought it was good food
it
too.
was good food, yeah.
The strawberry soup was yummy.
The
That was
strawberry
so
bisque.
delicious. Yeah. Very good. And the stepsisters and stepmom and Lady Tremaine, I guess.
Yeah. But it really
Really
depends
fun.
on what day you go, like what time you go, and the
Well,
season, because they do change the characters.
the only thing that was different was breakfast. At breakfast, it was Alice in Wonderland themed.
Yeah.
And then lunch and dinner was Cinderella.
But 1900 isn't open currently, is it?
No,
Yeah.
that's one of the few that has not reopened yet, which is very disappointing. They even brought back Victoria and Albert's, and they haven't brought back
Yeah.
1900 Park Fair.
Yeah,
You would
that's
think that
weird.
they would bring
Yeah,
back 1900 Park Fair, considering
I
it's at
know.
Grand Floridian.
With as much as the character dinings are packed, like it's almost
Yeah.
impossible to get character dining right now. They really need other character dining options, and that one is so unique. It's characters that some of them you can't really meet anywhere else. I mean, you sometimes see them out and about, but you don't really meet them.
Yeah.
So I feel like they should really bring that back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that.
they need to.
Yep. What were your backups, Em?
Mine were Kona Cafe.
Yep,
I
that was on
just
mine too.
always love Kona Cafe. I love the Polynesian, and it's just a good one. I usually eat there every time I go, honestly. So there's that one. And then my other one, I wasn't really sure if I could consider like a full on table service, but it's Lamplight Lounge in Disneyland. And I picked that one just purely because of the view and sitting outside, like at night specifically, and seeing like the lake and the Ferris wheel and everything all lit up and the roller coaster shooting off. So
Yeah,
they have good lobster nachos too. But yeah.
yeah. I did not. We did eat there when we went to Disneyland. It was harder for me to find something to eat there that I wanted. Their menu was very, very limited, even though it is a table service. It was a very
Yeah.
limited menu.
Yeah, because it's mostly, even though it's a table service, that's why I wasn't sure if I could consider it. It's mostly a lounge with like drinks and stuff, and then just like a smaller selection of food.
Yeah. My others besides Kona Cafe, that was one of my three, was Garden Grill. I love Garden Grill. It's fun that they grew a lot of the food downstairs in the land pavilion. I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the characters, Mickey and Pluto and Chippendale, it's really fun. So that was one of mine. I think their food is really good too. Like Thanksgiving almost.
Yeah.
It's really yummy. And my last backup was Steakhouse 71. I know I don't think either one of you have been to that one yet,
No.
but
Nope.
it was really good when we went. Um, we actually ate there once for breakfast and once for dinner, and we enjoyed both of our meals. So I think that was a backup to Le Cellier if I wasn't able to get it.
I'm kind of
Yeah, I've
surprised
heard really good things
nobody.
about that.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that nobody chose like Space 220 and stuff like that.
Well, none of us have been.
I've
I mean
been.
I haven't,
Oh,
but did you eat there or did you
We
just
did.
go? Okay. And how was the
We
food?
ate there.
How was the experience?
It was good. We were able to get a lounge reservation. So that was nice because we didn't have to eat the full blown prefix menu, but we could have if we wanted to. Um, I had chicken and waffles and it was very good, but I just feel like the other places I chose are places that I could go every time I was at Disney World or Disneyland. And Space 220 isn't somewhere I would go every time. It was fun once, and I may go every few years, maybe, but it's not somewhere I have to go every time.
yeah.
Okay. One of the ones that I thought of that kind of just came to mind because I remember enjoying the food is Liberty Tree Tavern.
Yes. Whenever I said earlier that I think there are two that are really good in Magic Kingdom, this is the other one I was
This
talking
is the
about,
other one,
Liberty
yeah.
Tree Tavern. Yeah, I just didn't want to mention in case somebody else had it as a pick, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I think this one's
I
good too.
thought about it, but I think that the other choices that I made were better.
Yeah. Have you gone to that one, Em?
No, I've never been to that one, but I'd like to at some point.
It's very
Their
good.
ooey gooey toffee cake or whatever is yummy.
That was very good, yes.
That one's family style, isn't it?
It
It
is,
is.
yeah. It's
That's what I
another one
thought.
that's almost like almost like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like a
They
holiday
have
meal.
yeah, they have turkey and roast beef and is it ham or pork or I don't know,
I think it was a pork roast.
maybe. I don't know. There's 3 meats and then mashed potatoes and macaroni and
Yeah.
cheese and
All the
Yeah.
all the
sides.
sides. It's really good. Good choice. That would have been a good choice too.
It would have been, yeah. All right, well, that's going to bring us into mousekeeping. We do want to mention also that we're going to be continuing our draft selections in the next few episodes. We're not exactly sure how many we're going to have just yet, but I know that we have a bunch that we can go through. There's rides and shows and all different kinds of options. So make sure you're following the show and checking out those episodes whenever they come out. So let's go ahead and get into the mousekeeping. We want to promote our YouTube channel. You can find that at bit.ly/T3M YouTube. That's all lowercase. Again, that link is bit.ly/T3M YouTube. You can find us on social media platforms by searching at T3M Podcast. If you love the show, tell your family and friends where they can find us, because we only grow because of you spreading the word at home.
There's never been a better time to work with a travel specialist, a primary contact for your questions and concerns, someone to help navigate the new rules and regulations of travel, leaving you time to relax and enjoy the vacation you deserve. Are you ready to see what the world has to offer? If so, you can find me on Facebook at amanda.hollis, Capture the Magic Vacations, or send me an email at amanda.hollis@capturethemagicvacations.com.
Join us every other Thursday to hear our newest episode.
Okay, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for listening. You can also be a part of the magic by following the show at T3M Podcast on all social media platforms. That's T3M Podcast. Leave us a 5-star written review and we'll read it on an upcoming episode. If you have an announcement that you would like to have on the show or just want to reach out to us, you can send us an email at t3mpodcast@gmail.com.
Have a zippity-doo-dah day.
See you real soon.